Alright, so this is Sunday, bench press day, the 17th Sunday of August. A little bit late uploading this, but here are some mobility drills to work on internal rotation of the shoulder. Doing a lot of this stuff so that I can improve my shoulder position when I get to the bottom of the bench. Essentially, a lot of the time when people are very tight, one of the biggest problems they have is being able to keep the shoulders back and down as the bar touches your chest or just on your sternum. And the reason for this is so that way when you pause at the chest, you're able to obviously launch off with a very tight position. And if your shoulder dumps forward or you don't have good internal rotation, you'll have some issues. So this is kind of what this does. It kind of helps break up my fascia, make those tissues move a little bit better. And that way I can bench. So I got a new platform at the gym, and I'm trying out this half rack, squat rack. And I'll tell you right now, one of the things that I'm learning as I get stronger with the bench is that benching by yourself actually sucks. I'm a bit of a loner when I train. I like to train by myself, kind of take my time and just be on my own thoughts. But the thing with the bench is you really need a spotter. I mean, if you really want to push yourself, you're going to get pinned under the bar. And this rack here is great because I thought it was going to help me, but you'll soon see why it doesn't, because it's basically not high enough. It's basically too low or too high. The problem that I'm having is that once I let the bar sink into my chest when I pause, or the weight just naturally sinks heavier because the weight's heavier. And what happens is it touches the racks and it fucks me up. So anyways, that was 265 right there, and here is I think 300 pounds right here, and you'll see how it comes off really quick from the bottom. And the reason why it does that is because it bounces off the rack on my right side. So then what I do is I go ahead and drop the weight down to 285, I think. Let's go double check the weight here. I have it written down. Anyways, I think it's 285. We have some kilo plates, as you can tell. And I get an easy double, but the problem is the left side touches the rack and it kind of fucks with me a little bit. I mean, it's still clean reps, but it's still not what I like. So what I do is I do some working sets here. My main work sets for the day consist of 120 kilos, or in this case 264, almost 265 pounds for sets of 3s and sets of 4s. The RPE was around 8.5 to 9. I think I got 9.5 on the last set, and you can kind of see how I'm getting some pretty decent pauses. They're probably longer than they should be. I don't know. It probably looks like a good competition bench. Actually, I increased the weight because the weight was actually feeling kind of light. So here's 274.5. So now I'm mixing pounds plates with kilo plates, which is kind of weird. Kind of messes up my journal when I write it down, I'm confused now. So what I move on to next is I go into some wide grip bench. And what I do with wide grip bench is I go about usually at least 2 finger widths out. Sometimes I only go 1 depending on my position. And I'm surprised with how light 220 pounds, 220 kilo, this is 100 kilos, I'm sorry. 100 kilos, actually there's a 2.5 and a 5 on each side, so I take that back. This is actually 230 pounds. I'm pause wide grip benching, so I go up to 235, and this is about where I feel the weight gets pretty heavy. And actually what I find out is that the bar starts to slow down quite a bit. So it's sort of interesting, you know, like this rep work is sort of, I don't know, man, just rep work is just kind of odd when you compare it to like singles or even doubles, because then it's almost like on one repetition you're trying to push yourself as hard as you possibly can, whereas with rep work with pauses it's almost like you're trying to make sure you maintain tightness and technique, and you're essentially after the first rep you're thinking about the second rep. And I might have my judgment a little bit clouded there, but I'm still not sure. I did a session. This is a late recording, so I did a session with singles, working out with Nas, and it was a pretty good session. I freaking hit 295, and it wasn't very heavy. It was very fast for a really long pause, really solid pause. So this is close grip bench right here, a much lighter weight. And I try to build some volume up, work on my pressing muscles. I get actually a good amount of volume up. I forgot how many sets I do, but I do a lot of fucking work. But anyways, I gotta get this recording out of the way. Hopefully there was something interesting to talk about here, but I'm getting really behind, and thanks for watching if you're listening.